On today's episode of The Game Chasers.
Apparently there's all kinds of shenanigans and dealings.
Well, he put it down, so I'm calling it.
Center point on a game in that case.
Ooh!
We have once again found ourselves in the Philadelphia area. You know that means that we have to hit up Classic Game Junkie. We must go.
Anytime we're up in the Philadelphia area, we love going to the store if time provides, and right now it does.
It's like a horror movie.
It's a little rainy here in Philadelphia this weekend. However, we don't have to be giggling like a bunch of little schoolgirls.
It's always a fun time whenever the guys visit, you know what I mean? Because everybody just hangs around and dicks around.
Seems like every time we come, half the convention winds up at Classic Game Junkie, so we don't know who's going to be popping in. It could be anyone, honestly.
Of course, we're going to try to sneak our way down to the basement with as little people knowing as possible.
The first thing they do when they come in here is say, don't tell anybody that we're going in the basement.
It's going to smell better than men.
David!
It might be actually.
We want you like drunk and everything.
We are going to inform a few, which we don't mind being down there with us, such as Wood.
Oh, should I change my shirt? Because won't this be see-through, the green parts?
No, it'll be fine.
Are you sure?
And our new friend Game Dave.
I've briefly hung out with Billy and Jay here and there. I feel like at one point, I think Billy gave me a piggyback ride once. But this is my first time getting into the thick of the Game Chasers, and I don't know what to expect.
I'm excited to come back here. It's been at least 2 years since I've been.
After being in the main part of the store, so clean and organized and safe, I just expected more of the same, but nope! That is not what I'm walking into.
I haven't been here in 2 years. It looks like every system ever made has just died here.
This is a freaking video game graveyard. Every system you could imagine came here to die and is left in these huge piles.
A bomb has gone off, but the bomb was filled with old retro game stuff that your grandma had left in the attic and forgot about.
Who wants to go through a clean basement? You want trash. We're trashy people. We need a trashy basement to look through and to find video games.
Hey, Billy, aren't you looking for a CDI?
It's a nut joke.
No, it's not. There's a fucking CDI right here. I'm asking if you're looking for one. Yes.
Yeah, I am.
I don't know the shape of it. Besides square.
Well, yeah. This thing doesn't even look like it. Whatever. F it. Is there any cords with it?
I see nothing. I see nothing.
I'll put it on the maybe pile.
I think you need some game enhancement.
That looks official.
Yeah, man, it's a memory card, I think.
I'm seeing a whole buttload of 2600 games.
It's the only guy I've ever seen in person that excited about Atari 2600 games.
That, give me that. No, give me that.
Somebody's gotta buy them.
I'm trying to beef up my 2600 collection right now.
How many Atari games are you still looking for?
I still need quite a bit, actually.
A plethora?
Plethora, yes. Nintendo is too hot, has been too hot for so long. The stuff I need isn't going to be chilling down in the basement of a video game store. What?
Atari has been called. He called the Atari.
You can't just call everything Atari.
Yeah, anything Atari branded, Billy's got it.
Yeah? I got Atari branded on my...
Alright, this got too crowded in here.
He's got my...
situation.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm getting cut out over here.
I am seeing some not so common stuff here on the 2600. Nothing super expensive, but definitely stuff that I need.
Yes, that guy!
One thing I see that I definitely need here is a Superman variant Label, a Superman label variant.
Oh.
Ooh! One notable game I'm seeing in this stack is the Earth Dice Screaming. Basically, you're a fighter pilot and you're trying to shoot invading aliens. That's pretty much the game right there.
I mean, it is what it is.
That's a really good game.
Let's see here. Dude. I can smell what you ate for dinner. Quit, please. Disgusting bastard, you.
Classic Game Junkie seems to be one of those stores. They just seem to get in a lot of random stuff. And you kind of see that here in this back room.
That's a U-Force.
What is it?
It basically detects your motion.
Video games in the basement, video games and ghosts.
Last time we filmed here was Eric getting scared by the ghost. So it's been at least 2 years.
I mean, how do you top that? In my opinion, you cannot.
There's no ghost in there. There's no ghost. If there is, okay, so what? Ghosts don't play video games.
Last time we were here, a tub mysteriously, like a lid of a tub mysteriously fell off and no one was around. It really freaked Shane out. He was scared out of his mind.
Is this like how in the hotel room the cooler slipped down a little bit, so now there's aliens in the room?
We did encounter some supernatural stuff on the way here.
There was a ghost in our hotel room that moved the cooler. Wood won't admit it. He's afraid of the paranormal.
When a freaking cooler is sat on a little bit of a slope and it moves down that slope, it's probably just gravity coming into play more than it is a freaking alien or a ghost or whatever it is they want to call it. Especially when I set it back up and said, watch, and then it moved. And then they were like, well, it was ghost the first time. Stupid.
Stupid wood. Found this.
Ooh! Is that D?
It is D!
Did he call that?
Well, he put it down, so I'm calling it. The problem is there's no game in it. However...
He might have it upstairs.
Yes.
I've heard stuff about this game. I've seen reviews on it. It looks pretty interesting, and I've never come across it before. I think I might want to pick it up.
If you change your mind, it'll be mine.
Here, take it.
Oh! The boy don't play sports, but he can catch.
I like that guy.
I mean, it's not a super expensive game, but it does kind of mean something to me. My older brother is a huge horror fan, and I remember him getting D for MS-DOS when we were younger, and it creeped the heck out of me. And we haven't talked about that game since we were kids, so I would love to just show him out of nowhere. Yeah, my brother and I, he likes the horror games, he likes horror movies, and I was like the scaredy cat younger brother. But, you know, that game makes me think of him. So I was like, you know.
Oh, it means something to you. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
He'll probably be like, that's so cool that you get, because he's probably forgotten about it at this point.
Oh, that's
He got out of gaming, unfortunately. Jay got me with a burp that tasted and smelled like a fart. Because I was like, Jay, did you fart? He's like, nah, man, that was a burp. That was a burp. You know, Jay, that was a burp. The one chip SNES has the sharpest picture.
What?
One chip.
Okay.
You gotta open it up.
That's a clean SNES.
I know, that's what I'm like, it might be one chip.
It's very clean.
Because I don't know if one chip's yellow or not. No PP here, no PP.
Someone's back there trying to...
That scared me.
That moved on its own, man.
That scared me. Well,
I mean, to be fair, it's...
I'm not taking any chances.
Kind of avalanche-y.
Ooh, we got a desk drive back here. All I've got so far is one Saturn game. Well, not even game, I mean, it's just the case. That and Jay's burps that smell like farts. What kind of game chasing is that? I gotta step it up.
Everybody that was upstairs seems to be now downstairs. Now it's starting to smell like men downstairs as well, and it's even more humid. So I'm gonna go up and see what kind of shenanigans I can get up to upstairs.
I need you to check out Matei. I just have the case. Just have the case. You have the game? You have the game?
Where did you find the case?
Downstairs. I think you should go.
I have no idea. We might. I mean, it's possible.
And if not, I'll buy some Vectrex, because
So I go upstairs to see Wood trying to get this Nintendo Sharp TV off of Frank.
Since I started video game collecting, my two holy grails were a Panasonic Cube and the Nintendo Sharp TV. These were my two holy grail items.
I'm thinking 800. that's where I'm at. First of all, how the hell are we gonna get in the truck? You make room for that. I'll ditch the other thing I bought. Are you being serious? You want it that bad? Yeah. I'll ditch a standee for a Sharp TV. That's my holy grail right now.
Now, I don't know how much these things go for. Honestly, I don't see the appeal.
It's a TV with an NES built in.
I know. I know what it is. It doesn't do anything for me.
Do you think the sewing machine Game Boy is cool?
No.
What do you have on the TV?
2.
I called it. 100?
2,000. The hinges are perfect.
Right.
Okay, which is unusual. The legs are perfect. There's no cracks on them.
I like legs.
And it comes with the 2 controllers.
I can't afford that. I can't justify that. I want this, but I don't want this that much.
700, one controller.
Not happening.
800, 900, I'd be willing to go up around that mark just because we're filming today, just because it's on Game Chasers and because it is my holy grail.
I wouldn't pay more than 25 bucks for one. And I'm being honest with you.
I'm feeling attacked.
Okay, I would pay more, but I would go around and sell it. Like if I could get one for $100, I'd go and turn around and sell it, and then I'd buy some better games.
I want it, but obviously I can't afford it.
I know, I'm
I didn't know
sorry,
what
dude.
it was going for right
I can't.
now.
I mean, they're going. I'm looking
First
online.
time I-
1,500, 1,600.
Wood really did good to not spend any money on this thing.
Love stuff like that. I don't know if I like it 80 bucks worth though.
I'm also seeing a Sega Saturn game here that I'm pretty intrigued about, and that's Clockwork Knight 2.
Dude, Clockwork Knight is badass. I played that for the first time at Disney World.
I have the first game. It's really good. It's in an age where everybody seemed to be going 3D. They still went side-scrolling 2D, well, except for the backgrounds, but it's still a 2D side-scrolling platforming game, and it's really fun.
Did you play the original?
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, the original's great.
Just love the animation. Was that like stop motion captured? Do you know? Or?
It's got those pre-rendered graphics.
Atari.
Like I'll see a game and I'll get kind of excited about it. I'm like, oh, I think I need that, and then I'll look it up, and not so much. But it's worth the dig. It's worth the dig. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So Jay is still going through these Atari games, and no offense, none taken. I don't have a lot of love for the Atari 2600. I do have the console and some games, but you just have to use so much of your imagination to really get into it, and I can't stand the controller, and it wasn't even my first ever console. That would be the Vectrex.
This is the system chosen 2-to-1 over Atari and Intellivision for real arcade gameplay.
Fantastic! Star Trek, I got Star Castle, Web Wars, Spinball, Fortress of Narzad, and I can even see Art Master back there. And Art Master is pretty cool because it allowed you to draw in the Vectrex screen with vectors. But you'd have to have the light pen accessory that came with the Art Master cartridge. And you know what? Frank has the freaking Vectrex light pen just plopped down next to the carts like it's nothing, and I snagged that bad boy. Art Master with the. Look at this. This is the light pen right here. You know what the light pen?
Yeah, that usually you don't find very often.
No.
I mean, it's very super common.
You know who
We're gonna
didn't?
try
I didn't see it.
So I want to make sure it's all good.
Frank saw it. Frank found it.
I love this system. It didn't have a huge library, not a lot of games for it.
So now I've decided I'm gonna go full ham on some Vectrex games. I mean, it was my first console. In my family, games were handed down. You know, we couldn't afford to buy the latest consoles. I think the Vectrex actually belonged to my aunt, and she gave it to my mom for us kids, and it was awesome. Those bright vector graphics. It had this unique sound to it. It had its own screen.
Um,
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
He
no.
whistles, that's not good.
Oh no.
The light pen in the game Art Master, I'm gonna say 150.
Oh,
If you think I'm wrong, show me otherwise, and I'll be happy to adjust the price.
Well, we got quite a bundaroo. I'm feeling pretty nervous at this point because the Vectrex stuff is usually not cheap. Plus this light pen, I mean, that's pretty rare. The overlays I grabbed.
It's $250, and I'll give you the D case for free.
I feel your feet.
The $5 D case for free. $250. Ooh.
You're getting a hell of a deal with that Mindstorm overlay. I just fucked up. So
You know what?
there are not going to be no negotiating after I just realized what I did. So congratulations with that.
What's that worth?
That's about $40 to $50.
Let's go with that. Let's do that. $250. You take the chip cards. If I'm chasing games, I'm chasing deals.
Oh, look, a game. Frank has a glass case of all the really super hard to find and maybe rare Atari games. And I am drawn immediately. My eyes go center point on a game in that case, the Philly Flasher. Hard game. Philly Flasher is essentially the complete opposite of Beat 'em and Eat 'em. Instead of catching dude's spunk, you're catching the nourishing milk of a witch's teat in your mouth. You're at the bottom of this building, and you don't want to drop a single drop of this precious liquid. That just sounds gross, man. Honestly, she's kind of like this. She's drink my supple nipples. Drink it down good.
A dirty, dirty Atari porno game, that dirty dog.
$125, huh? I don't know if I can do that.
I have this rule where I never pay over $100 for a game.
They came in cases like this, and let's see if this is complete or not. Oh, it is. So this has the key, and you could actually take that out and use that, and take the little key, put it in your pocket, so that the kids don't find it. And it's weird to me to think that there were adults that were they went out to the store, they're like ha ha ha, and they go home and they pop it in. And I feel like there probably were some people that got off to this, which is really fucking weird, but I bet it happened.
So I come upstairs, and apparently there's all kinds of shenanigans and dealings happening that I didn't know about. I was lost in my own little world here. I gotta be honest, I don't have this game, but Billy saw it first.
If I was to get this thing, it needs to be bundled. We need to get a really good deal on a bunch of stuff. So I'm looking over the NES section, and I'm seeing a game that's not going to be too terribly exciting, but I do have a history with it, and that's NFL.
As stupid as it sounds, I think I want this because this is
Very nice box.
Well, I had this as a kid.
Now, I'm only seeing the empty box here, and it's in absolute mint condition, and that's okay with me because I have the game. I wouldn't mind having this box. This is, without a doubt, one of the worst games I've ever played in my life, but I do have a history with it. It was my birthday. I had to have been maybe 10, 11, 12, and my mom took me to Sears. Why Sears? Don't know. I was sitting there seeing all these different games, trying to decide what to get, and she said, hey, instead of getting a chase game, and that's what she called action, adventure, platforming, she called them chase games because she didn't know what else to call them. She said, why don't you get a sports game? Me and my dad would watch the Dallas Cowboys in the late 80s and early 90s, so I decided, hey, let's get NFL football. I got that sucker. I took it home, and it was absolutely horrible. So slow, so boring. It was about 2 weeks later, I finally convinced my mother to let me trade it into Funko Land for RoboCop 2, which ended up not being that much better.
It's just a box, by the way. There's not even any game in it. I say $3.
$3. Tops. I came upstairs with this crate full of Atari games. I just started laying it on thick. I feel like I got $1 each on all these, man. I dug for hours.
Cleaned up part of your basement? Is that
You have some decent label variations and some half-decent games.
No one's gonna buy these games. I gotta get all these at $1 a piece.
Do 25. You know you got good on that, bastard.
I know I did.
Somebody's gotta buy them.
Some okay stuff in there. The Earth Dies Screaming's not bad.
No, there's some good stuff in there.
I'm not concerned about it. There's so much of it here, so.
I know that. That's why I didn't think you'd mind. All right, so we're good here. Considering that there was actually some pretty decent titles in there, and he knew that, it's not like I was getting away with something. He was doing me a favor as a bro.
Wow, that's actually in fairly good shape.
Yeah.
That's
What
fine.
were you thinking? It's just a box, by the way. Box.
$10.
$10?
Sure.
I was thinking like 3, but whatever.
$5 then. I don't really care.
But whatever.
I don't really give a shit about that box.
You sounded so dejected just then, dude. You sounded so defeated.
It's real. It's actually really nice for what it is.
So I've decided to go ahead and get the Philly Flasher.
So we're at like 130, because he's fucking hooking it up on that pornographic material there.
130.
And the what? Are you getting that one too?
150 for everything. I figured he would counter with something else and we'd meet in the middle, because that's usually how it always happens with Frank. Usually when we're here negotiating at Classic Game Junkie, it goes on for like 2 hours. He just wanted to be done with it and just said 150.
Frank really hooked it up for us, but we bought a lot of stuff.
I always give them pretty good deals. They're nice guys. I give everybody good deals if they're reasonable. They're going to come and spend a whole bunch of money. You're going to give somebody a good deal. That's just the way it should be. That's good. It's a happy day for everybody. Awesome, dude. Word to Big Bird. Appreciate it, man. Word to Big Bird.
So right after we make this deal, I look up on the shelf and I see a Super Nintendo game. True Lies. What's True Lies go for these days?
Is this new? No, it's not new. This game's fucking awesome though.
Dude, everybody keeps going off about it lately. I don't know what the deal is.
Everybody keeps on going about this game. They say that True Lies is this hidden gem, you have to play it, and I'm getting kind of sucked up into it myself. I think I want to try this game. I think I want to see how much it is.
That's a really good game.
69, dude.
69. Now I have no wiggle room. I have no negotiation power here because this has not been bundled into the deal that we just made.
$69, huh?
That's about the prettiest one you're going to find open if the book's in there. Which it looks like it is.
Now, this is a minty condition. You're not going to find a better conditioned game than this right here. And that does factor into the price. So it might be a little bit more than average, but he is factoring in the condition. And it goes both ways. Frank is very fair when it comes to that sort of thing. He will knock money off if the condition is kind of poor.
If you've never played it, you should at least play it. Even if you don't want to get a complete copy, find a loose copy
50
somewhere.
bucks?
That's too nice. It's like the nicest copy in existence that's open.
I have to try.
Somebody literally
I have to try.
I'll do 60 though. I'll do 60.
All right.
Doing good tonight. Shit.
Yeah, you are.
So Frank does work with me a little bit here and takes it down to $60, which I'll take the plunge and go ahead and get it. I really want to try this game out, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's an amazing movie. It actually looks like it may be a really good licensed game.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Hopefully see you soon.
Well, it's time to say goodbye to my boys, Billy and Jay. We had a great weekend. We had such a great time hanging out, chasing games. I'm gonna miss those guys. I'm sorry I gotta leave.
Yes.
These guys took care of me.
Track like three.
Tell
good
Jay.
guy.
You made it big.
Tell Jay.
Yeah.
I said thanks.
And as always, we had an amazing time here. Frank is one of the coolest people we've met while doing this.
This is one of the better game stores I've been to for sure, and I've been to a lot at this point. There's a whole mini museum up there with stuff that you can't afford, but it's fun to look at. You go downstairs and there's a creepy ghost-filled, alien-filled basement apparently.
It's surreal because I remember watching you guys in this store in an episode before, and now like I'm here and I saw the graveyard of what's underneath.
Oh well, that shit's coming back to life one day, all right? That's going to be revived. That stuff's going to be beautiful.
It's great.
Okay, gorgeous.
Sure, Frank was busting my balls a little bit, but don't let that fool you. He is a great guy. I had such a fun time in his store, and you know, I found out he loves himself some strawberry shortcake and milk.
No, actually, they were pretty, reasonable today. I didn't have too many problems. I gave them good deals from the outset, and they knew it, so they didn't want to give me too much of a hard time.
Just wanted to make the observation before we leave. Did you notice that this is the first time we've actually come here filmed and one of us hasn't been hurt?
Yes, I did notice that.
I was hurt the first time. I ripped my Achilles. You were hurt the second time.
Broken foot.
All in all, just a great weekend and a great way to cap it off by coming to a great store.
Our time out here at Classic Game Junkie was amazing. It's always nice to be around friends, new and old, and look for video games with your boys. Does he actually have his finger up his butt?
I hope.
Nice.
Maybe the ghosts were scared off by the storm outside, or Jay's burps that smell and taste like farts. Who knows?
Stupid game chasers.
Frank, who is quite a character. We had a good time. We were cracking jokes. We were trying to guess what commercial would come up next. Is it a cleaning commercial? Is it a drug commercial? It was a fun little game. We're weird. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, is this schmoozing gonna help my chances at getting some deals later? I mean, come on. If I'm chasing games, I'm chasing deals.